know that according to Yellowstone.net, Yellowstone National Park is located in the states of Rhode Island and Delaware combined. If you want to experience the landscape of a supervolcano or see grizzly bears in the wild, Yellowstone is the place for you. Today I'm going to be talking to you about some of Yellowstone's unique qualities, like its beautiful landscapes, wildlife, and of course safety in Yellowstone. The following facts can be found on Yellowstone.net as well. Yellowstone was named the first national park by the U.S. Congress in 1872. The park consists of 3 states, Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. It encompasses 2.2 million acres of land and attracts over 3 million visitors per year. A little bit on the geological features that make this park unique: geysers like Old Faithful, fumaroles, mud pots, and hot springs like the Morning Glory Pool. Some other landscape of the park that Yellowstone has is the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, which is 308 feet high and is located in the north-central part of the park. It consists of upper and lower waterfalls, also in the valley of the canyon. Yellowstone Lake is the largest lake, has the highest altitude in the lower 48 states. Located in the center of the park, it has a fishing bridge that goes across the lake, where many tourists go to observe the fish and wildlife. Here I'm going to show you a poster board of some of these landscapes in Yellowstone. Okay, over here we have Hayden and Lamar Valley. This is a sign, warning due to bear danger, area beyond the sign. It's located throughout the park when there's lots of bears out that the rangers find to keep a lot of the tourists and the hikers away from the tracks. Over here, the hot springs, the Morning Glory Pool, Old Faithful, the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, and this is Yellowstone Lake. So 2 out of the 10 top attractions in Yellowstone Park are the 2 valleys, Hayden and Lamar. Hayden Valley, you're likely to see bison, elk, and grizzly bear, and Yellowstone River passes through this valley. Lamar Valley is home to many wildlife as well, like Hayden Valley, bison, grizzly bear, and elk, and also has coyote and wolves that are to be seen usually in the early mornings to dusk in the park. Okay. Now that you know about the park's amazing land features, we will go further into the wildlife of Yellowstone. Over here I have 2 sources: the Yellowstone National Park Wildlife Guide with animals of the park, when to see, where to look, features and tidbits, informations on them, and the park where you can usually find them. I'm going to pass this out, take a look. And the second visual aid source I have is Mammals in the Park through the National Park Service. It goes over grizzly bears, black bears, bighorn sheep, to moose, pronghorn, and wolf. And it also shows where you can likely find them located around the park. On the back side, you can see their habitats and the populations of these animals as well. Take a look and past that. Okay. In Yellowstone Today, March 2012 issue, it explains the rich wildlife of this park, from mountain bluebirds to bighorn sheep. Going on to human and animal contact, in the Bozeman Daily Chronicle newspaper from July 31st, 2010, an article on a pre-dawn mauling of a grizzly bear and 3 victims took place in Yellowstone National Park. This is an example of how unpredictable and dangerous the wildlife in Yellowstone can be. The occurrence took place in a thickly wooded campsite area. Campers followed the rules, stored containers appropriately. It was just an unfortunate occurrence. The FWP stated that the sow had targeted the campers she went after. 2 were bitten and treated at a hospital, and 1 was an unfortunate result of a fatality and was found partially consumed. Although tragic attacks do occur, it's important to always be protected. Try to prevent encounters with wildlife in Yellowstone. The National Park Service article on when hiking in bear country has some useful tips on safety I'm about to go over with you. Stay in groups of 3 or more. Make noises in the areas where you can't see far behind or ahead of you. Watch for tracks and fresh scat. Carry bear spray. Know how to use it. Do not run. Do not crowd animals. Stay at least 100 yards away from grizzlies and wolves and 25 yards away from every other animal in the park. Do not feed animals. Stay near your vehicles. Please follow these guidelines, as your life could one day depend on it. In conclusion to my speech, I hope you will venture out one day to see this beautiful park we are so lucky to have in this very country, while doing so in a safe manner and way. Thank you for listening to my informative speech.